LVYC Life Pivot, another hot episode. You know, we're going to keep on dropping gems. We're going to keep on coming at y'all with a whole bunch of ammo. And today we got a talented artist, a local independent artist, a fire artist that, you know, I'm loving what people are doing, man. I love the inspiration. I love the direction of what people are doing, the ingenuity, the guts, the willpower, you know, and I love sharing and expressing what other people are doing to get to where they're at. Why we have this young guy here today. Eldahrado, introduce yourself, man. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Tell them about the project, how you got your inspiration to get rolling.
First, I just want to thank you for having me here, you know, on the podcast. Thank
Likewise.
You. Appreciate you very much. What's up, everybody? It's Eldahrado, you know, coming from the IE, you know, just trying to put on for my section and shit. And, yeah, the new project I'm working on is called Separation. I've linked up with DJ MTK from San Diego, from West Coast Radio. So right now we actually working on that, building that project. We just finished that one up, and we just dropped that recently. And, did that with management as well, with the Art Baron team.
Nice. And how long have you been curating music yourself? Like,
shit, honestly, been curating music for probably about like 5-6 years, man.
Wow,
probably just trying to get into it and shit. But just trying to go hard every day, just trying to stay consistent with the shit.
No, that's what's up. And where would you say you got your initial inspiration? Like, what made you, like, you know, some people into sports, traveling, they got different hobbies or different work paths. What made you get into that lane?
To be honest, just life. You know, I was never a person that like grew up was like, yo, I want to do music. I'm trying to be a rapper. It was something like my homie one day was like, yo, you should just try to rap. We just were into underground hip hop type thing. And the homie was like, yo, you should just, I was like, I feel like I'm better than these dudes. He's like, bro, you should try to like do a freestyle. And I was like,
that's what the inspiration is.
That type of thing. My homie Danny was like, bro, you should, like, he's like, you're not fire. I'm like, bro, I bet you I am type shit. Like, I was like, so I just started writing.
Watch me work.
Yeah, and then it just started going, and then it became like a therapy type thing. Anytime I'd be going through some shit, I just talk about life and just, you know, go into writing and just, it would help me get through the day type thing.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you say your theme of music is like life struggle, because, you know, some people, they rapping about drugs, sex, prostitution,
crazy,
things that's not real. So I like the fact that your inspiration is a real reason, you know what I'm saying? Life struggles, pain, stuff that you've been through, you know, and breaking barriers. That's pretty dope, man.
Facts, and that's no shade to other people. It's cool to have like be imaginary and do other shit, but I feel like people resonate more when it's about your life. When people 100%. Are like,
especially for it to be real and for it to click with a lot of people. I think that's what's separating a lot of the music right now that I'm seeing and hearing. Like, if it don't hit my soul or I can't feel the pain, it's not a matter of how good or bad it is. It just doesn't resonate with me.
Facts, and that's what it is. It's a lot of output of music nowadays, but a lot of shit's the same. You're hearing the same shit, hearing 100%. The same stories. Nowadays, we need some more like authenticity. We need people telling more stories of everyday person or this person. Like, it's cool just to tell your story. You don't have to have the same story as every other person. Like some people have one story. You don't have to have their story. It's cool to just, you know, be you type shit. So
100%. And how do you advertise your music? You want to tell our following, you do it through social media, SoundCloud, Spotify? What do you actually use, or what's your main handle online?
I'm really heavy on Instagram. I think that's my biggest like platform where I reach people the most.
Got you.
I try to use TikTok a little. I'm not like heavy like on TikTok, trying to learn the algorithm. You know, and that's the thing as a creator. We're always trying to learn as creators.
It's taking off so much you know that me being older, I'm just getting there.
Bro, like I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like trying to get it together. I'm like, okay, am I uploading enough? Am I not? So I'm trying to use, you know, Google ads, Facebook ads, you know, things like that. You know,
hashtags I know work. I mean, when I do my posts, I notice they reach probably 50% more people than me just posting it by itself.
Yeah.
Figuring out hashtags with the direction of who you want to reach. A girl, a guy, rapper, whatever type of career professionals. Yeah. And the hashtags definitely make a difference. I do that with my brand now and on TikTok, and I see the difference.
Got you.
Yeah,
so hashtags. That's one thing I be trying to do. I try to take also digital marketing courses, you know, online. I think a lot of people sleep on your education type shit too.
1,000%.
A lot of people be like, yo, let me just drop music 1,000 times. I'm like, you can have 1,000 songs, but if you don't know how to market this shit, you're gonna be stuck.
I was able to understand the digital stuff since then a little bit. And, I just learned like this stuff changes aggressively. So every time your phone updates, the Instagram and Facebook and all these platforms are updating.
Just switched on you type shit.
So if you hustling and you're in the streets and you trying to out hustle the next person hustling harder than you, you got to do the same thing with your craft or work. Or even when you work in a corporate job and you got a Karen or a Ken at your job and they trying to outdo you, it's the same thing with this digital marketing. Like when I woke up, I have my hands invested into a lot of stuff, real estate, stocks, the cannabis market, my lifestyle brand, and it wasn't enough. I'm like, LA is expensive. I got to invest into something else. So when I started a podcast, people are like, man, how are you going to like do so much? And I'm like, I'm Jamaican. We known for 7 jobs, so I ain't gonna stop. And
gonna make it work.
For me, it's another form of income. So I had to invest. I woke up January last year and was like, you know what? I'm gonna invest into getting a piece of this pie of this big internet world that I'm seeing. And like you said, sometimes you see people's stuff, you're not fond of it. I'm like, I think I confidently could do this better. Not to shade nobody on there. Shout out to all the podcasts that are doing their thing, but I have the confidence, the charisma to feel like, hey, I could do it better. So that's what made me wake up and invest to make more money into this stuff. And it's been a great thing, man. And I like the empowering from it, because when I was growing up and I was your age, I didn't have me to tell me, yo, Dame, here's some advice, this, that. So
put you on game.
Yeah, put me on game, understanding. So even me now, when I watch these things, I'm learning financial literacy. I'm, like you said, training courses. I'm learning YouTube automation. So I don't watch TV. I think I've learned more in the last 5 years of watching these online outlets and videos and shit than I have like doing TV.
Yeah.
They said TV when we was growing up, we wasting our brain cells. So now I'm craving to see the next trendy podcast, because that's the new information and just different ways to enhance what you're doing. So I love it for that, man. And I'm excited to see what comes out of this. There's people across the world that this might reach that's in your same position, trying to figure out the next little thing, or they're confused, or it might give them some direction, or even just some gems on the struggles and things that they didn't know. So
that's real shit. Not
that's
to cut
why
your wisdom,
I like, people sharing their true story, not trying to just follow people online to copy what they're doing. That's what Jay-Z said. Jay-Z said everybody's emulating people's results and they think that's happiness, but what about the in-between part? What about the sleeping on the floors?
Everybody's
what about
missing
the traveling?
that part, yep.
Like them crazy stories I've been telling you since we met.
Yeah.
It's all real, but that's what gave me tough skin. It gave me character to separate from everybody else. Why my results is different. So some people see the stuff online and they wondering like, man, how the hell does this guy wake up and do all this stuff?
You don't know what went between and all that shit.
The story is a crazy nights, story behind it. Driving from here to, from Mexico to friggin' Oregon. I done lived all over the West Coast. I lived in a couple states for me to have the information that I do. And I feel like people, a lot of hate right now in the world. Go put in the work. Go take some risk. Then you could start being cocky with your chest out. I hate where the world is right now. I've had to pivot so many times, man. Like as you've been starting off, like when you started off, would you say you're coming from a rich family, a poor family, medium class? Like, how did you even have the first startup cash to start doing what you're doing?
I come from a broke family, you feel me? In my family, I got no money. My dad was a hip hop head in the 90s and shit. Growing up, you feel me? My dad was a break dancer and shit like that. My dad used to
see. That's huge.
You feel me? So like, I come from a hip hop type family. My dad was broke, so me doing rapping and shit, me learning hip hop from my dad, being like, yo, that's just. So I always had hip hop in the family.
Got you. He was probably playing it, barbecues, and listening to it.
And that's the thing I tell people. Like, I didn't start rapping. I was born into hip hop. I was born into hip hop. It's not something I just got into. Like, let me try hip hop. Like, hip hop's always been around me type shit. I was around breakdancing, graffiti, like the five. You feel me? Like, just really in depth into that shit. So that's how I started, get into music. And honestly, bro, I started doing that shit on my iPad on fucking GarageBand, little free app. I didn't go in the studio. Just started putting shit out. I downloaded like United Master, like one of these like distribution apps, and just started putting.
And figuring out that you could actually do it, because it gets addictive once you figure out that you could do it, and you see like some minimal results, you're like, oh shit.
You're like, hold up, yeah, this one's better than the last. This one's better than the
1000%.
And just started putting shit out, you know. And I got a lot of songs that I put out still that are like that from way back that are still out there that are unmixed, mastered. That's just from me trying shit. Like, yo, I didn't know I had to
repetition.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know I had to master it. I didn't know. I'm just fucking just trying shit. And I'm like, oh fuck. But yeah, that's how I got into it. Just started doing music.
Got you. And would you say, is there any Latin artists, you being Latin ethnicity, that inspired you, or would you say just all of rap inspired you? I
say all of rap. You know,
Gotcha.
I don't want to say any specific Latin rapper or anybody. I think just hip hop as a whole inspired me.
Facts. Because it's a culture. It's a culture. There's no color. As I tell people, it's a mood. It's a feeling.
Facts. It's not like you said. It's a feeling thing. It doesn't matter where you from. What if I could resonate and I feel that in my soul, I'm a vibe with it type shit. You know. And there's like several artists that I've grown up listening to, like Cool G Rap. Oh yeah, my bad. Oh, you good? Yeah. Let's rock. Got you. So Cool G Rap, influences like that. Got you. You know, old school influences. What age would you say you kind of woke up and was like, man, I'm into this? Well, like I said, I was at lunch with the homie in high school, bro, and we was just like talking about music. We were listening to like Jedi Mind Tricks, like underground type stuff. Got you. And Be 1,000, I was listening to the song like Money to Blow, because my homie was really underground. I was like mainstream. He was like, bro, you like. We was talking about music, and I was like, I feel like I could rap better type shit. And he was like, nah, you can. I was like, what the fuck? I felt kind of hurt. I was like, bro, don't think I could rap? Like, hold up. I went home and I was like, it gives you a reason or edge for you to like want to push the issue. Like, hey, let me prove this to myself. Let me prove this to the haters. And then I just got into it, and I fell in love with it type shit. And I started doing music. My homie was like, bro, you still doing music? I'm like, oh yeah, I fell in love with that shit. Yeah, kept doing it. Nah, I feel that, because that's how I am too. Like, a lot of people will sleep on you in life, so that I use that as my fuel. Like, anybody that's ever slept on me, you sleeping on the wrong person, 'cause I'm gonna tuck you in. You know, so every day when I'm posting content, or I have the will, on my worst day, I could be feeling depressed, I got allergies, I'm not motivated, I'm working. So even I get people that DM me, hey man, your inspiration quote you just posted just made my day. How do you keep on going? And I was like, man, you know what? I probably had way more worse days than you. Yep. That's the difference. Not saying I don't have bad days, but if you're telling me that you feel like I got an edge over you and I don't think I'm better than nobody, that's what I'm learning. Or the more mature you get, you learn that like everybody's at different levels of where they at. For them to have their inspiration, I feel like that's what separates us as men, like the depths of what we each go through individually. So that's what I told him. He's like, damn, I never looked at life that way. And I was like, yeah, I probably went through more things. So here you are, you might be going through a rough patch. Yeah, my content online is looking lit, all this jet set stuff, but you don't know the story behind everything that it took to get there. And for me to get the inspiration, for me to keep going, because I do have bad days. Yep, and not to cut your wisdom, I think that's a deep combo too. The inspiration is subjective, where somebody else might have went through the same shit and not have found that inspiration the way you might have found it, and be like, nah, I transmuted that energy into something positive. And what you actually do with it. Exactly. So you took it and put it into your creativity. You know, you're not living a miserable life. Some people, oh man, I gotta go work harder, but you're working at a job you're not happy with, this, that. So even I'm learning, like, cool, I might not be making the excess of money that I want, but day in, day out, I'm happy with the path that I chose. Yeah. Facts, bro. And people don't, like you said, don't know about those days where you had to work hard, like, you know, like days where like I had to fly to New York by myself, go to Astoria to go to these ciphers by myself at fucking like 20 years old type shit. You feel me? And everybody like, bro, where are you from? Who you with? I'm like, I'm by myself, solo type shit. And I'm over here rapping, freestyling on the block. You feel me? Like in the middle of nowhere type shit, in the hillside, like everywhere type shit. Crazy. Like, and then you feel me? But like, you was inspired to go put in that grind, put in that work. You feel me? And you got to pivot, because if you just staying in your neighborhood, who you gonna reach, bro? And that's something I had to learn too. Who you gonna reach? I had to learn that because I was stubborn. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started writing music, I used to just rap at home and be like, I'm gonna blow up. And one of my bros was like, bro, I'm telling you, I was like, my homie was like, bro, you gotta go outside. I'm like, nah, I'm the dopest rapper. He was like, the term outside, people don't know what that consists of. My biggest success happened. I learned opportunity dances with those on a dance floor. There was an interview with French Montana with Angie Martinez, I think. She was asking him, she said, man, I noticed there's a NY French and there's a LA French, and you move different in LA. And he said, yo, the opportunity is 10x.
when you're on the dance floor, opportunity finds you. Those same opportunity is not gonna find you.
Real shit.
You go to New York, different, it weathers you. The people are aggressive. This, that opens you up, and people will take you serious more than you sending somebody an email like, "Hey, you want to collab with a song?" If they see you pull up, that means that moves mountains. That's how I am.
Exactly.
I most of my relationships is because of the actions. People know, yo, if Dame put his name on this, it's 1,000. It's
official type shit.
Because of my actions. So even with the branding I'm doing online, that's kind of what I'm doing. It's not about the likes, the views. It's about, hey, go look at what you're doing and go check my timeline.
Yep.
We 10 summers in. So you think you balling for a summer, or you doing this, or you on some high profile trip and you
check
doing this
type shit, yeah.
Go check the timeline.
Check the work. Check the work.
So
Bro.
That's where I've been getting the respect, and I tell younger people the same thing. Your work ethic will never be denied. Whether it's working fast, not working fast, your work ethic, nothing could stop that. And you're like a resume. Nowadays, people ain't writing resumes on paper. Your digital currency
that's your resume, yeah.
is your resume.
And if you could track that, bro, that's what it is. Like,
Real
like
talk.
If you look at my first post that I have, bro, it's a meeting I did with Lvyc, was it 2021? And I used that as leverage to meet.
How'd you land that meeting, if you don't mind me asking?
I went online and people don't know this, bro. I tell people you can pay to meet up with labels.
That's dope.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people would be like, "Yo, my manager set up a meeting." You don't know that you can pay a few hundred. Your manager don't tell you that. These people don't tell you. You can get in contact with these people. So I went to go have a meeting with Lvyc with.
That's dope. The one based here in LA, because I know they got an office off of Melrose or something.
Yeah, the one here one in LA. Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So I went over there, and then I met up with the VP A&R Knowledge, and
very dope.
Yeah. So we just chopped it up real quick. But people don't know that, like, I had just got off a 12-hour shift working at a warehouse and drove straight there. I had an extra pair of clothes in my car.
Wow.
So I didn't even get to change, take a shower.
That's the grind I'm talking about.
Put in some clothes. You had the same fucking bracelet on type shit. You feel me? Like, I went and That's crazy. And I rapped. And my thing was, and I tell people, like, I wasn't expecting to get signed that moment. It's also how you leverage the moments as well. So I was like, all right, I don't know if I'll get signed here, but I'm going to use this footage to market to other places.
Yes, and to show notoriety, because that's how a lot of these people create bidding wars. So you've seen, like, 50 Cent's, the Eminem's, it was a bidding war. Like, before Dr. Dre signed Eminem, he already had bids. He was clever enough to say, okay, let me invest into him. If the labels want to invest into him, let me invest into him. 50 Cent, same thing. A lot of people, I believe, were just scared because of the shootings and all that stuff. So that's why he's trolling a lot of people online, because he's kind of angry. Like, hey, y'all didn't believe in me. I'm going to troll you to the end of life to show you, like, hey, you slept on me. Now I'm going to tuck you in. Because most people don't believe, man, unless they get, like, a push or somebody gives them some insight, like, hey, that's going to be the hot person. I tell people don't want to take a risk with they self. What the hell make you think somebody's going to take a risk with you? You know what I'm saying? I tell people, always remember that. Most people do not want to take a risk
on themselves
with they self, much less with you. Why the hell would they take a risk with you? Even females dating, chick don't want to take a risk with you. They're taking a risk with, you got a bag. Yeah. You're a loving person. They're going to take a risk with the love. Like, oh, shit, this person loves me. It's all a risk, man. Life is a series of calculated risks that separate us as men that some people want to take. The average person's not just going to get in their car and go drive to a label, whether they got hot stuff or not. So I take my hat off, man, and I commend that, because that is huge. And that's a form of, like, power networking, because you got the balls to actually go. So do you really believe in, like, networking, like, outside of what you did going to a label on your own? I mean, that's networking. Do you believe in networking?
Nah, I'll tell everybody, bro, networking is fucking huge. Like, it's a huge, life is a spider web at the end of the day, bro. You can have a conversation, and that's something, like, I knew that, like, that day even solidified it, was like, you might have a conversation, like, right now, and we might chop it up right now, and I might talk to a dude 2 years from now. It might be 2 months, might be 2 years. And he'd be like, yo, Dan? Boom, now all of a sudden we doing business. Life's a spider web. You just connecting the spider web constantly. Like, and that's what it's about. Like, this shit might not hit right now, but it might hit 5 months from now.
Facts.
But at the end of the day, we're building solid relationships. And at the end of the day, we're just building at the end of the day. And so I do believe in the power of networking 1,000%.
No, it's huge. It's huge. I feel like 90% of everything I have is from that. And then when I meet people that are not doing that, I'm like, good luck.
Yeah,
unless you got a trust fund family. On your own, I'm like, good luck, because if I didn't have people's skills or heart or courage, I wouldn't have nothing.
And I think it's important to tell people too that, because people get, I'm nervous, I'm not a people's person. Dog, I'm fucking nervous when I go up to all these fucking people. You think I'm fucking hype all the time? Like, I'm fucking like, and I think there's something, people, is being nervous isn't a bad thing. When you feel that oh shit, I'm nervous, full dive into that shit. Flip it, transmute that energy, you know? I might have been nervous to come here, but I'm like, fuck, this shit we're gonna work.
And the nervous is huge, because it gets you past the fears, and it makes the next thing that you're doing, you're less nervous. Because you already got past the fear. So I feel like that's huge. I feel like right now I see a lot of fear with the growth of the internet. A lot of people are scared. How do you feel about the growth? Do you feel like we're losing jobs day to day? Do you feel like it's creating jobs? Because a lot of people are fear since before the pandemic, with the shift of like work and everything. What's your take on it?
I think it's double-sided. I think it's crazy that, people are losing jobs. It is making it harder for people. But another good thing, it's making people be more like how to self-sustain yourself. I think. You know what I mean? It's like it's making you less dependable on 9 to 5, on certain shit that's unstable. So now everybody's like, oh shit, I have to start a job, start my business. I have to start my shit. But back
pushes you like before, where you didn't need to push.
Yeah,
everybody was just stuck on whatever they was stuck on.
Like, we're just workers. We're just workers, and it's like, bro, it's cool to wake up and be like, okay, maybe we should start. I feel like that shit has probably sparked so many business people who didn't know they were business people.
1,000%.
I had a homie who started beef jerky, trap jerky. Shout out Trap Jerky.
Shout out to Trap Jerky.
Fucking, he was telling me, bro, lost his 9 to 5 and shit, and bro, out of that, started jerky. You feel me? Shit like that.
Produced diamonds. He took it and produced
shit like
diamonds.
That happens to people, like different things. You feel me? And you would never know. And I feel like shit like that does happen. So
I think it's more powerful. I mean, I think for every job that we're losing, when one of these tech people create an app that's creating thousands of jobs, isn't that equivalent to the thousands we just lost? I think it's people mentally people are in their way, and they don't want to like open up to the future of what the new potential is of the world. But me personally, even when I started this platform, was a way for me to think about my next 5 or 10 years. I'm like, okay, if everybody's on the internet, I'm coming from a guerrilla marketing era where we used to spend $200-$300 on flyers
and
to promote stuff physically, hands-on. I'm doing the same thing when I spend the $200-$300 for an online marketing company to do ads or to reach people. So even when we connected, I had hired an agency that would connect with people. They asked me my target, and it was marketing. And for me, when I started doing music, we would design a flyer with the design idea to cater to who we wanted to cater to. I'm doing the same thing 10 years later, 15 years later.
Just reiterating it,
Yeah, the same thing. And ads, even now, like I want to go do a pop-up. Than outside. So my era, when I was in my teens, graduating high school, me and my team, we would attack the flyer game. Shout out to my bro Merch across the pond and King Kong. We started this shit early. We would attack flyers. Now people aren't outside to receive those flyers, so now you physically got to reach somebody's phone
different way,
and integrated marketing. So people, good luck to y'all people watching that don't want to evolve and grow as people and get out of your own way. You have to. The internet, this digital world is the future. So open your mind, open your brains. That's what we're doing with this platform. Everybody watching, get out of your own way and start figuring out this digital hustle. It's all a hustle.
And it's not going to be easy. I think that's another thing. People are like, it's scary. It is, but you got to dive in. What, are you going to just follow and be like, just be broke type shit? You
feel me? It's all a process.
We're all learning. It's scary for some people. It is harder for others than maybe others. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? You got to just keep going.
Anything that you're doing, music, fashion, design, art, any single realm of creativity with your craft, you got to put yourself out there. You got to reach new people. Everything's not gonna go viral.
Yep.
Everything's not gonna be an A-lister and this, that. You have to treat it all like a repetitive process. Cause y'all do the same when y'all go to a job that y'all hate y'all boss, right? Y'all get up and gas up the car every morning and go to this job that you hate, but then you don't want to do it for yourself. That's the crazy part that blows me away with life. Shit. I learned that like very early. And the J's, the first J's, and Nikes or air bubbles that start costing over $100. My mom would be like, "Yo, I'm not paying the $100. My budget is $100."
Yeah.
So at 14, I think I thought about now. I was like, okay, if my mom can't afford the $100, my dad can't afford the $100, over the $100. I have to figure this out, because if this is how I want to feel and dress and my mood that I want, I've been tuned in since then. Yeah. Anybody that knows us, we done did lemonade stands. We done sold CDs, hustling. I sell water to a well. We used to do pop-up kid houses on weekends. Any friggin' single thing that you can imagine. So now when people are like, "Oh, pop-ups, y'all are late, man."
Bro said y'all don't know about pop-ups.
Yeah, we're getting out the mud. We didn't even know. The catalytic converters off. We was doing that when Craigslist started. We knew in our head, if we bought this car for $300, the worst case scenario, if the car was a junker and it didn't start, in the back of our head, we could sell a catalytic converter. Yeah. And then everything else on the car was free bands. And then we would just part out the car. So when I started hustling, when I was like 14 to like 21, I was like Vin Diesel and Gone in 60 Seconds and Fast and the Furious with the Hondas. We used to just, we used to just like interchange the parts. We started off with like selling rims and, making a couple $100. Yeah. We had our little young cats that go come up a little bit, and then we learned like, oh shit, we could go sell a car and parts for a couple $1,000. Same thing now, being grown, things evolve. My friends that's doing those hustles, they go into the auction, they have a couple million in cars now.
That's fucking
They haven't stopped since that time. If I didn't have a record for it, I probably would have continued. Luckily, God gave me some slap on the wrist. I had a little lawyer fee at the time, and my lawyer was like, "Hey, you might want to change your career path." Luckily, I never got like convicted for it. I was always a clever person to get away with murder, but God blessed the protection on me. It made me pivot and realize early, like, this ain't it. So I always, back then getting exposed to crime or risky business, I knew what it was hitting for very quickly, and I knew when to pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew when to pivot.
No, it's very important.
And I don't know if you remember watching like Boys in the Hood. Lawrence Fishburne's son that got out the car, I was the guy that knew when to to original size. So once you have an idea or a concept that's bigger than what you're seeing and doing, you got to lean towards that, man.
Because you can't go back.
Yes, you can't go back. Because I'm sure even with you, once you start doing the hands-on, recording, this, that, you start investing so much time, you get locked in. This becomes your life now, your day-to-day norm. You can't look back.
No, that's real shit.
You have to know when to shift, what's worth your time, what's not. Okay, do I want to work? Do I want to pivot into something else? So that's how this whole thing got created, and I'm ecstatic about it because I've met so much dope people like yourself with interesting stories where like even this is empowering for me more than just money, because I'm empowering a network of resources that who knows, sky's the limit where your project might go, who we can reach now and and how you can excel in networking because other people are going to see you. So that's how a lot of people are catapulting, you know. So I'm psyched about this whole thing, man. And I feel like we moved here to LA, me and my videographer Alex, shout out to Alex behind the scenes, and you know, we got some big visions, and this is just a part of the puzzle to get us to the next level.
To go to the next step.
Yeah, and sharing information. So it's not just about the monetizing, you people listening, everybody trying to get into it thinking you're going to go do this one interview
and get a million
hits. It doesn't work like that. Or like Nori the other day, I was watching Nori, shout out to Nori with Drink Champs, and he was saying how he checked, there's millions of podcasts that only have like one episode. So you people trying to start something, don't be that person that just does that one thing and think you got all this notoriety and you're just going to go up. It doesn't work like that. It's a repetitious process. It's a series of ups and downs that once you commit to, you can't look back.
No, real shit.
And have no fear.
It's that consistency like we were talking about at the end of the day, for sure.
Yep.
I feel like that is the wave, but we also, people need to be mindful that that is the wave, so they know what they're pushing out. That's the key too.
Be on point with curating the right stuff, because content. Once it gets on the internet, it's there forever.
Facts, and it's like,
and it's a representation of you.
Yeah, and I feel like right now there's a heavy consumption of like negative content and extra shit, and it's like there's so much crazier things in the world we should probably talk about. Just so many different things, and I feel like that's something major. People should probably, you know, scope their podcast more on, or more things that people can learn from and shit.
No, 1,000.
Entrepreneurial things, marketing things, just deeper
the learning, the growing, and just ultimately people being able to brand themselves. So be cautious of what you're putting out there, because it's a body of work that's a representation of you, the people you're working with, and everything.
That's deep as well. So, and that's not to cut your wisdom. That's deep as well, in the sense that people might be subconsciously fucking up their brand. You might be putting shit out thinking, oh, I'm dropping trendy content. I'm dropping shit. Next thing you know, you're like, bro, your brand looks sketchy. Like, we don't even fuck with your brand no more. You didn't notice those last 7 videos. The integrity. Those last 7 videos was not it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type shit. Like,
yep.
So
so you have to be on point, and I feel like a lot of people are just freestyling. Y'all gonna get freestyle results. So everybody watching, take time with your craft. Take time putting yourself together. Don't stop being inspired and losing sight in y'all goals, because this is the way of the future, man. And so feel free to tell our following how to find you, how to subscribe to your music, and to keep up with what you're doing.
Yeah, man, you can find me at Eldahrado _ on Instagram. You can check me out at Eldahrado.
Where people are getting their inspiration from, and how they're getting their will to continue to take these entrepreneurial paths, man. So a pleasure having you, man, and I wish you all the best of success. We're here. Definitely gonna keep you up in the future with a follow-up podcast.
No,
as
we working,
start
man.
traveling.
We working.
We're gonna start dropping the podcast in different places. So keep up with us. Subscribe to our channel, Lvyc Life Pivot Podcast. Stay tuned, man. Another fire episode dropping gems. Thank you for everything, guys.
Appreciate
Make sure you
man.
subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Yep, appreciate having you, my brother.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yep, bless. Let's get it.
Fuck
yep.
yeah.